Good evening, everyone. My name is Kiana Spearman, and I am the Secretary of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, which is sponsored by Fathers Who Care. And we believe that we are the solution to the violence in our community. Fathers Who Care is a non-for-profit organization located on the west side of Chicago within the West Garfield Park community. Again, everyone, my name is Kiana Spearman, and I am the Secretary of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, which is comprised of 30 youths, which has increasingly grown since last season. From our community, whose focus and concern is youth leadership and voice within the community and addressing issues of violence prevention, substance abuse, and senseless violence. We invite people from all over, especially young people, to come in and see what we're all about. Our show will be scheduled every Thursday at 7 p.m. Again, that's every Thursday at 7 p.m. We would like to encourage calls from people watching to leave your questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. Our show can also be viewed online at www.cantv.org/live. Again, the website is www.cantv.org/live. Well, everyone, I know you noticed this young, lovely woman sitting beside of me, which is one of our youth council members who just recently graduated from NIU. I will let her tell you more about herself.
Hi, my name is Symone Van, and on May 13th, I graduated from Northern Illinois University with a Bachelor in Science of Nursing and a minor in Public Health.
So who are you and what's your purpose for existing?
I think my purpose for existing is helping others. For as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to help others. As a young kid, I wanted to be a firefighter, but as I got a little older, I noticed that you can help people in different ways, and that's when I chose nursing.
Thank you for being a guest on tonight's show. Again, my name is Kiana Spearman, and I am the Secretary of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. You are watching a live interactive call-in television show brought to you on CanTV 21. During the next 25 minutes, we're going to discuss education is the key to success. We invite you to call in with your questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that's 312-738-1060. Our phone lines are open. So today's topic is education is the key to success. I have a few questions for you, Miss Symone. So what's new? What's new with you?
Well, since I've been out of school, I've just been working as a CNA. And I recently went to a nurse's open house, and I was offered that position.
So what made you leave high school and go right off to college?
My senior year of high school, I just wanted to be away, and right away I wanted to go to school and just get my college degree. So to start working, I just wanted it to be really fast. So instead of just sitting home and taking a year off or working first, I decided to just go right away to school.
So you didn't feel like, so you telling me you felt like taking a year off would basically damage your your educational experience?
I don't think it will necessarily damage it. I just didn't want to waste any time. I just wanted to get it right away.
Okay. So why is education important to you?
To me, education is important because I feel like the more education you have, the more doors that will open for you.
I agree. What impact does education have in your future?
I think it has a big impact because, like I said, the more education that you have, the more doors that will open to you. And the more education you have, the higher you can grow in your career field.
We invite you all to call in with your questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that's 312-738-1060. So what motivated you to continue your education?
I think the environment that I grew up in was a big motivation to me, and the fact that I just always wanted to be successful. I always wanted to have my own money, my own education. I always wanted to travel, so that just my goals and my dreams just really encouraged me to keep on going and not to give up. Also, my family played a big role in it too.
Did you experience any roadblocks during your educational experience?
Yes, I experienced several roadblocks. When I went away to school my freshman year, I went no, right after high school, I went right away to Tennessee State University, and it was really expensive, so I had a financial problem, so I had to come home. And then after that, I spent a year at Chicago State University, but then I took a lot of classes that really didn't help towards my degree, and it really didn't help. It didn't transfer when I left school. So after spending a year at Chicago State, I spent a semester at Harold Washington, and I took two science classes. And after that, I applied for NIU, and I got accepted, so I went to NIU. And my first time applying for the nursing program, I didn't get accepted. But I didn't let that stop me or discourage me. I picked up a minor, I took more classes, and I applied for the program again.
I see we have a caller. Caller, your question or comment, you're on the air.
Hi, I have a question for Miss Symone.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Symone. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
How can we bridge the intergenerational gap to promote a safe and drug-free community?
What I think people need to meet each other on their level. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I feel like just telling kids, oh, don't do this, don't do that, is different than getting out and being involved in the community and providing activities and different things that can, like, keep them off the streets and out of drugs and stuff.
We have another caller. Caller, your question or comment, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, my question was, how will a lack of education affect your future?
How will lack of education affect your future?
To me, just like the topic of the show, education is the key to success. So with no education, how far can you go?
Not far at all. I agree with that because, like, personally, well, not personally, like, speaking from me seeing other people that didn't go to college, like, they stuck working a minimum wage job and can't go no higher. So, I see we have another caller. Caller, your question or comment, you on the air.
This is a question.
Okay.
How did you become involved with Fathers Who Care on the West Side?
Oh, well, my pastor at the time was good friends with a minister. So it was the summertime and they were going to be having a program for summer jobs. So he told me about it, and then I came out to the program and I got the job. And ever since then, I've been connected with Fathers Who Care.
So did you experience any roadblocks during your educational experience?
Yeah, I remember one time at NIU, I had an advisor who wasn't really helpful, and I felt like in a way she was really discouraging, and I did get a little discouraged by it, but in the end I just used that as more motivation to continue to do what I had to do so that I can get my degree.
All right. We have another caller. Caller, your question or comment, you're on the air.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you feel that it's too late for someone to continue their education?
No, in my graduating class this May, we had some people who were in their 50s who've already started their own business and worked in their business for 20 plus years, who decided to have a career change and decided that nursing was the career for them. So they came back to school and they went to school with 20-year-olds, people like fresh out of high school, and they got their degree in their 50s with families and everything. So I think it's never too late.
We would like to encourage calls from people watching to leave their questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, the number is 312-738-1060. Caller, your question or comment, you're on the air.
Hi. I was just wondering, I'm listening, enjoying what I'm hearing. I have a comment that I want to assess to. Do you think more young women attend college and graduate more than young men? And so how can we encourage more young men to attend college and graduate?
Can you repeat that question?
Do you think it's a myth that more young women attend college and graduate than young men? And if so, how can we encourage more young men to attend college and graduate?
I don't think it's a myth. I think there is some truth to it in my graduating class, and I know that society labels nursing as a woman's job or career, but we had a few males in our class, but it was majority women. So I just think that people just need to start encouraging their young boys that they can go to school, that they can become something. And I think it would be a world of difference.
Do you believe education is for everyone?
Yes, I believe education is for everyone. Maybe like a 4-year degree may not be the ideal choice for every person, but even if you do like trade school or something, that's still some form of education. So I think everyone can benefit from education.
So do you, okay, so I don't know like how to put it. I don't know, like what, did you actually have a person there like sitting side by side with you, taking you like, telling you like you can do it and you put in all this work for school? Like,
Like, did I have like a personal mentor?
yeah.
I wouldn't say I had like a personal mentor, but I did have a lot of people in my life who influenced me in positive
Right.
ways.
Caller, your question and comment, you're on the air.
Yes, I want to make a comment and a question about the previous caller. The way that we could get these people, these young men, back in school, especially around my area, is getting rid of all this entertainment. Listening to Chief Keef and Waka Flocka and all that. Why can't they be in your books like you and the other girl? I have my degree in criminal justice. Why cannot they do it like us? You know what I'm saying? Well, if we stay off of Facebook and all that, what I'm saying, stop watching Love and Hip Hop, maybe we can get a degree. Maybe we can be millionaires. There's immigrants that come from all over the country, all different countries, who are not even citizens, and they live the American dream. They make millions and millions of dollars. What's wrong with us? You know what I'm saying? Can you help me out with that?
So is it safe to say that you're saying social media is affecting basically people educational experience?
It is. It is, because Mark Zuckerberg, the president of Facebook, he's always going to make money. He's always going to make billions of dollars, and the owners of Twitter and all that. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with getting on Facebook, but if I'm getting on Facebook, it's for business purposes. It's not to gossip on what somebody else is doing or how much some other guy's flashing. Why are you hating on the next man who's flashing all that money? Why don't you get that money yourself instead of hating? You know what I mean? It's only getting worse here, and we try to tell these young people something, men and women, not just being us, but then they hard hit. They do want to do what they want to do. So it's like, I don't feel sorry for you. You want me to help you out in the community, but I can't. You're going to do what you want to anyway. I came up in a time where we had to go to school. It wasn't an option. My parents would beat my butt if I didn't go to school, I had no choice, but you guys had it made. Most of you, your generation, had it made. You guys are more out of school than in school. But I thank you that you guys are smart and, because I wanted to become a nurse, but that wasn't really my thing. So, I commend you guys for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Caller, your question or comment, you're on the air. Hello?
Hello?
Your question or comment, you're on the air.
Hi. I wanted to know that now that Symone, the young lady that's on the show, has received her degree, what does she plan on doing to give back to the community?
Well, my dream is to become a nurse in like the public health setting. I want to be like a nurse in the community teaching people about primary prevention. We see a lot of people in hospitals, we see a lot of people in rehab facilities, but I feel like if there was someone in the community teaching people about high blood pressure and diabetes and how to properly take care of themselves and to go to the doctor and get things checked on versus just waiting until it's too late, and then you have to be hospitalized, you have to have that surgery, or you have to have rehab. then if you got that primary prevention teaching, it will stop all of that. And I really think that would impact the community in a big way, and that's really what I want to do. That's my ultimate goal.
Caller, your question or comment, you on the air.
I have a question for the guest on the show. And my question to you, I'm listening to you say that you finished college and, you striving to do so much, in life. And I want to know, what is your goals and what is your plans for your involvement with Fathers Who Care? How do you plan to use your knowledge and whatnot to enhance what Fathers Who Care is already doing, and how do you plan to use that to benefit the young people that are in there and encourage them to want to make a difference and finish school and whatnot? How would you do that?
I would just share my story with them. I think sometimes when people hear someone's story and see all the struggle here and then see all the struggles that they went through, it would kind of motivate them and give them that little boost of encouragement to go on and do what they want to do. So I always want to, continue being involved with the youth and just encouraging them, because sometimes people don't have that encouragement at home, or people don't have those role models. But if you can use yourself and your story to help someone else, then that's exactly what I want to do.
Caller, your question or comment, you on the air.
Hi, I wanted to ask, now that you've had the experience of having graduated college, have had that feeling of accomplishment, what do you tell young people who say, I don't need to go to college? There are a lot of successful people who never went to college. Based on your personal experience, what would you tell them about why it's important to go to college?
I think it's important to go to college because with your no one can take your education away from you. You can start a job and you can go high in a company or whatever, but if that job closes or whatever, or shuts down, or for some reason that company relocates, and if you don't have the education to obtain a job at a different company, then what do you do without your education?
Caller, your question or comment here on the air.
So what challenges do you face while pursuing your education?
Can you repeat that?
What challenges did you face while pursuing your education?
The first time I applied for the nursing program, I did not get accepted. And that was really discouraging. And it almost kind of made me want to just say, well, is nursing for me? Will I ever be a nurse? Because I was so focused on the time. I didn't get accepted this time. That's another 2.5 years.
Right.
But once you overcome the time issue, I think it helps you see the bigger picture, because it's not the time that matters.
So how many years did you do of college?
7.
You have another caller? Okay, so do you believe education is the biggest issue people face in today's society? If so, why?
I think kind of in a way it is, because you don't see, for instance, someone mentioned Love and Hip Hop. You don't see them talking about school on Love and Hip Hop. You see everybody being a rapper or messing around with a rapper and then getting money. You don't see them talking about education and going to school. So everyone thinks that they can become a rapper and just be successful. And it works for some people, but that's not for everybody.
I believe it's the biggest issue in today's society, because parents are not parents nowadays. So they don't push their kids. I feel that they don't push their kids to be what they see their kids can be. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they don't shelter them enough in order for them to push out the goodness in them.
Right, and a lot of people say that social media, influences kids, but then again, we are the parents.
Exactly.
You're not stepping in and telling your child, no, that's not the way to go. That's not what you do. Mm-hmm. So it's a lack of parental guidance is what I say.
We have another caller. Okay. Caller, your question or comment, you're on the air.
Okay, I got 2 questions, one for both of you all. For the young lady that was just speaking, Kiana, when you said that a lot of parents do not influence their children anymore. So if that be the case, what can you say to those young children whose parents are not influencing them and convincing them to go to school and get an education? I want to hear your answers to that. What do you think a parent should do? And then to the young lady on the end of you, how would you encourage somebody, or what would you say to somebody that started school, dropped out, felt like they, like I heard you say, you started and then at one point you almost gave up. What would you say to a child like that, a young person like that, to encourage them to go back and let them know how important it is to get that education? And I'm going to hang up.
Okay. I think I'm not sure. I could personally say to someone that like the parents would like for people that parents don't push them, like that it's something good in you that can come out. All you have to do is look for it. Like whether I don't think you should be trying to look for it like in a negative way. So like I think you should personally like go to school and see what your credentials are, like see what you can get, see what's in you and see like if that fits you, then just go with it. That's what I just think. I just don't think anyone should take a negative road.
And for the question you asked me, I think I think it's never too late for people to go back to school, and I think people need to whatever your reason was when you first started school, find and you dropped out or whatever happened, find your reason. Find your motivation to go and finish school. And college is not a race. Like it took me 7 years. Some of my friends that I graduated with out of high school, they graduated in 4 years. And if I would have got so caught up in that, it would have discouraged me so much that I wouldn't have went back and finished. But college is not a race.
Right.
You finish at your own pace. If you got to take 1 or 2 classes a semester, you do that. And you finish when you finish. The education is going to be there.
I have another caller. Caller, your question or comment, you're on the air.
How can we bridge I have a question. How can we bridge the intergenerational gap to promote a safe and drug-free community?
I feel like adults need to meet kids where they're at on that level. From back in the day, that stuff is not working anymore. Meet the children where they're at. And you can find some type of connection, to relate to them in some type of way, and that can help.
And I agree when you say meet them where they at. I think basically if parents, I don't know, like if they listen to their kids,
right,
instead of talking at them, listen to them and hear what they gotta say, and then maybe it can go somewhere. We have another caller. Caller, your question or comment? You on the air.
Hi, I just wanted to make a comment based on what another caller had said about how you, if a child has a parent that is not giving them the correct guidance or whatever, then a better thing for you guys to do as mentors is to let the child know, they have somebody in their life, somebody somewhere in their life that can influence them positively, and let them know that there is a better way, there is a better life, and education is the key to that better way and that better life. So I think that if they try to seek out, it might not be their parent, maybe it's their auntie, maybe it's their uncle, maybe it's their cousin, maybe it's their big sister or brother, but it's somebody in their life. It could be a teacher, anybody. It's somebody in their life that is a positive role model for them. So that's who they need to seek out and get guidance from for everything. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, caller. Caller, your question or comment, you're on the air.
Yeah, I want to piggyback on what the your friend next to you said about the education. College is good and all like that, but you mentioned about the if a business closed down or they relocate or something. I mean, education is good, but it is good to start a side business. I'm not saying a legal business, but something. What I'm saying, because college is expensive. Nobody wants to be in debt all the time. I think that's why a lot of these students aren't going back to school and finishing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that you're doing it young, because you don't want to be 50 and 60 years old like these people on the bus and outside begging for change and broke legs and all that. You don't want to be like that. You're taking advantage while you're young. I don't know you or your parents, but they raised you good. I mean, because if I could get a degree, you know what I'm saying, like you, then everybody else could do it. You know what I'm saying? I was a ward of the state. I was homeless, and I still was able to get a degree and be successful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, back in the day, we didn't have love and hip hop. We didn't have all that stuff back then. We had educational Sesame Street. We had education. These TV shows were empowering us. I don't know what's going on now. The government is allowing y'all to watch this, and they're brainwashing you guys for men to wear pants below their ass and all that stuff. Excuse me for cursing, but it's not right. My mama didn't buy me Barbie dolls when I was younger. I had G.I. Joes. So, I mean, you just keep up the good work. You just keep your head up. Don't fall into that trap, both of you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to see you guys out here with badass kids and stuff begging for change. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it. Stay away from these nothing-ass guys, too. So.
Okay. So if you can lead the audience with some lasting questions or comments or advice, what would it be?
So I have some advice. And my advice is always believe in yourself. Always follow your dreams. Always follow your goals. Don't fall into that self-defeat. Don't start defeating yourself before you even apply for the job, before you even walk into the job interview, before you even start the class. Think positive about yourself. That goes a long way.
If you're just tuning in, our guest on tonight's show is Symone Van, and we're discussing education is the key to success. And we would like to thank all our viewers for watching and calling in. For any additional information about the Youth Council, please contact our main office at 773-287-5821. Thank you, and tune in next week, same time, same place. Good night.